Hello, I'm Sam Rikard with DeSotoCountyNewsroom.com. You've heard a lot here lately about the end of the world is here or near or whatever because of this eclipse that's going to happen in how many days, Doug?
I believe it's the 21st of August, so we don't have much time left.
Not much time left. By the way, this is Doug Bell, pastor at Cross Point Church here in Olive Branch, and they have a location in Hernando, I believe. You can promote that if you want to, Doug.
Well, we do have a location here in Olive Branch. We love the city of Olive Branch. We've also got a satellite campus in Hernando. We have Saturday night services at 6, Sunday morning at 10 a.m. So we got something for a little bit of everybody.
Well, that sounds good. Y'all are doing a very, very good job of spreading the gospel around the world, certainly around the Mid-South. Let's talk about this phenomenon associated with the eclipse that comes up within a week or so. You know, there's some people just becoming all frantic, don't know what to do. In fact, there are some schools closing in the Nashville area. I don't know why, but they are. But we have an eclipse coming up, a total eclipse, which is unusual, but they happen. In fact, I have read that over the last 1,000 years, there have been about 653 total eclipses. So, is it the end of the world?
Well, it's obviously not a new thing. So, if the end of the world was going to happen based on the eclipse, we have about 11 days. But as you were saying, there were many eclipses that happened before Christ. There have been many eclipses that happened since Christ. I know a lot of people are referring back to Joel chapter 2, where it talks about the moon will be turned to blood and the sun will come dark. You and I were talking a little bit before we came on air about the fact that we feel like that small band of eclipse is going to be probably when the end of the world happens. When the end of the world happens, it's probably going to be a much wider band. I think the whole world is going to notice when the sun goes dark and the Lord returns. Here's the thing we do need to recognize, and we don't want to scare the children. A lot of times, church and science have tried to divorce themselves of each other. But the reality is, we know God as being omniscient or all-knowing. Omniscient is basically omniscience, knows all science. God is a God of order. He sets things in motion. He sets things in patterns. Science is not the enemy of the church. And we as the church can sometimes ostracize ourselves from academia and other people and become a little less reliable if we are scared of science and seeing the things happen. It's obvious that this solar eclipse is a big deal. But when the end of the world happens, as Joel chapter 2 is referring to, it's going to be a much broader scale. So we don't want to ostracize ourselves from science or from the world. We want to be right there talking about it in ways that make sense. You know, science is not an exact science, being in the weather.
No, it's not. We learn things every day from science.
Things change.
Right.
Things evolve. Weather patterns change. It's just one of those things that I've gotten a lot of inboxes, a lot of emails asking me, should they quit their jobs, pull their kids out of school, and things of that nature. Don't do that. Maybe take a vacation day if you just want to be on the safe side, because he's coming back. We the church believe he's coming back, and there are signs referred to in the Old Testament, but the reason I believe he's coming back is because Jesus said he is. And it's not whether or not he's coming back. I think we just need to be ready when he does.
Well, and the thing about it, when Christ does return again, it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah.
If you're a Christian, you're going with him. Let's talk a little bit about the map behind us here, the science. And when you talked about the sun turning black and or moon turning red, when an eclipse happens, a solar eclipse, and you see this narrow band right here, this is only about 70 miles wide. And it starts out west before noon. It arrives in the Mid-South, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're in the Nashville area, it's going to get fairly dark. But we're down here where we're going to have about 93% of the sunlight blocked, which sounds significant, but 7% of sunlight is still a big deal. Now, it's going to look different outside here. It's going to look kind of eerie and strange, maybe a little orange hue to the sky, but it's not going to get anywhere close to dark. Now, if it's cloudy that day, it's a little bit darker. But if it's not cloudy, it's just going to look strange. Now, as the experts say, you don't stare at the sun, even with it blocked by the moon, because the infrared or those rays can still damage your eyes. So just enjoy the show, enjoy the horizon. It's like when it snows here. Just enjoy the show, and that's what I say. That's the way I see it, folks. How about you, Doug?
That's the way I see it as well. Enjoy it. It'd be something for the kids to see. They may be a little disappointed here. My children and I are actually thinking about driving. We may actually go see it. I think we're having another one in 2024, but possibly that may be south of us. So we may have the great snow wall around Memphis also blocking the sun. So I'm not sure about that, but you'll know more about that.
Can tell. And we'll talk about the Crowley Ridge influence on our weather in the Mississippi River with the next episode. Well, I'm Sam Riker with DeSotoCountyNewsroom.com. Doug Bell,
I'm Doug Bell.
Church. Glad to have you with me today. Thanks for watching.